I'm in Delray, Detroit right now, and for those of you who don't know, watching, it's in South Detroit, so the downriver area, but just south on the east part. So basically southeast Detroit. I wouldn't say that southwest Detroit, even though maybe technically a part of southwest Detroit. But anyways, I'm right by the river, and I'm headed into River Rouge, and gonna talk a little bit about River Rouge and kind of give you the bird's eye view of it. But yeah, this is a little drawbridge, and this drawbridge right here was actually closed for the longest time. There was signs up, in River Rouge that said fix the damn bridge. It was closed for about 2 years. I think a boat crashed into it or something, and there's a sign that says welcome to River Rouge, or City of River Rouge. And it's a big industrial town. U.S. Steel had a branch here, Great Lakes Works. Well, actually, U.S. Steel bought them out about 20 years ago, and actually they laid off about 80% of their employees, including myself. Right there's the Waterworks recycling plant. It's pretty cool there. Welcome to River Rouge. The Flower Bowl, that's a dispensary right there. And as we drive, you'll notice that there are quite a few dispensaries in the area. But yeah, U.S. Steel, they closed. They didn't close this. They quit making steel, so they laid off about 80% of their employees. And like I said, I worked there for 2 years. My dad got me in his department. Sticky, there's another dispensary. And it did hurt the economy in this particular area, I would assume. I mean, people you can get jobs at dispensaries, I guess, but just the downriver area in general. I mean, they had employed a lot of people, especially back in the 60s and 70s, when industrial jobs were more prevalent in the area. But so being that they're closed, where I was just at in Delray, there's an island off into the river called Zug Island, and that caused major problems for the environment. A lot of pollution. In fact, one of their blast furnaces was grandfathered in. From what I heard, it was grandfathered in from I don't know. They don't even make those blast furnaces anymore. They make the steel. So if someone were to buy the steel mill, they couldn't make steel per se anymore. And that's what I've heard. I don't know how accurate that statement is, but yeah. In fact, Zug Island over on Delray, at one point in the 70s or 80s, it was one of the most polluted places on Earth. That's why I've heard. So just crazy. I'm down. So this is and I'll come back around, but that was Schaefer and Jefferson. This is the River Rouge Panthers, and they won. Their high school won the Division III championship in 2019. There's the little banner right there. Their high school football team's come a long way, and in recent years they won the state championship. They're always in the playoffs, and it's great for the city of River Rouge because the River Rouge, even though it was a very hopping town back in the 50s and 60s, right around when Detroit was hopping and booming, with 2 million people, or nearly 2 million people. River Rouge was right up there, as far as the economy and just wealth and nice houses and the lifestyle and just the standard of living, But with the decline of Detroit came the decline of River Rouge, and it just became run down and poor, and and just not a nice area. So this is the end. This is actually Panther Stadium, River Rouge School District. I'm going to turn around right here because this is the end of River Rouge right here. It's the end of the area that I want to show you. Because this right here, I don't know if this is the actual the line. Oh, Panther parking. So yeah, they have parking right here for to watch the games or whatever, which is cool. And it really is cool to see River Rouge do well as far as their football team, because it brings a draw to the city. It brings it becomes a destination now. So this road I'm on right now may be Detroit. I'm not sure, but yeah, I believe it is, because there's actually the sign right there that says let me see, City of Rouge. And this is actually Coolidge Street. I didn't realize that. It's always back there. It's Schaefer, like behind me. And when you get into Rouge here, it must be Coolidge. So, like I said, the pollution had always been very, very bad around here because of U.S. Steel. And actually, behind me, there's a marathon plant behind me. And that emits a lot of pollution as well. But U.S. Steel, that was bad in itself, So they quit making steel about 2 years ago. I think they closed. They shut down operations 3 years ago, right before COVID. So. But that's great. That is great for the city of River Rouge to have such a great football team. And River Rouge is not that big of a city. Right now I'm going back to Jefferson. And by the way, that's where Delray, Detroit, that's the main road on the river is Jefferson. That's where I was just at, and I'm about to turn back on here. So as you can see right here, there's signs that even say some of the dispensaries, and we just seen a couple back there north on Jefferson. And I'm going now I'm going south on Jefferson towards Ecorse and Wyandotte, and we're out of Detroit now. But here's some of the let me see here. Yeah, this is another dispensary, Herbology. They actually just changed the name of that. It was the same owner, and they changed the name of it. Yeah, and 2-3 Cannabis, that used to be called something else as well. That was no, that's another dispensary. Green Care, another dispensary. Yeah, so there are a lot of dispensaries in this in the city of River Rouge. In fact, at one point, I don't know if it still is, but they had the second most amount of dispensaries in Michigan, behind Ann Arbor. This is where this park right here, as you can see, there's like a memorial park. But they have a nice little helicopter there, which is pretty cool. And then they have a skate park over there. But they have River Rouge days there with like carnival rides and games and stuff like that every year. And they may have had fireworks there too at some point. With all the industrial in the area, though, there aren't a lot of views of the river. There's Jars, another dispensary. In Herbology, there's another dispensary there. And Cannabis Company, Smoke City. I don't know if that's a dispensary, but they have CBD oil. Now we're in the city of Ecorse, and I'm going to turn around up here. We'll do another video of Ecorse, even though Ecorse isn't really, there's a couple of good views of the river as you go more south, but we'll do that a different day. But yeah, so lot of it, because U.S. Steel is such a big factory, you don't really get many views of the river, other than this one park, which we'll go to a different day. It's called Bellinger Park, and I believe it's like $5 to get in. But yeah, so that's River Rouge, and my great-grandpa lived on one of these streets over here, and he was born in 1908, and as you can see, some of these houses, actually pretty much all the houses, are very old, very big, very old. You know, much like a lot of the houses in Detroit, honestly. You know, built in early 1900s, late 1800s. Yeah, but both my grandpas from my dad's side, so my grandma's dad and my grandpa's dad from my dad's side, both grew up in River Rouge and had houses there until they died, basically. So I have a lot of roots in the city of River Rouge, for sure, but pretty cool though. It's a city that's been on the decline for decades, but in the past decade they've seemed to really seemed a lot of positive possibilities, between U.S. Steel closing was bad in the sense where the economy, it hurts the economy because people can't go to work, but at the same time it helps the environment, and I don't say that because I'm a big environmentalist and a big green guy or anything, but just it was pretty bad. It was an industrial town in here, and the pollution was horrible. And then you have the cannabis. You've seen all the dispensaries. There's about a good 9 or 10 of them, honestly. Maybe 8, 9, 10, and you also have River Rouge High School that's pretty dominant in every year. It seems like they're in it, and that's how it's been the past 7 to 10 years or so. And right now I'm headed, the way I'm going over here, this is the U.S. Steel entrance, so I'm going to turn around up here. As you can see, it's not the most pleasant area, but that pretty much sums up River Rouge. For those of you who don't know a whole lot about it, like I said, it's still not the most ideal place to hang out or to live or to raise a family by any means. But it is a city that's close to Detroit, close to the freeways, and they've put a lot of money into it, and between the pot and their good high school football, it can be, there are some good things that can come out of River Rouge. So, and even the downtown, within the past 10 years or so, they've put a little bit of money into the downtown to make it look a little more presentable, which is cool. But if you like this video, then hit that like button and subscribe. I'm gonna get off here now, and I will see you on the next video.